Evening, everyone. This is your brother-in-law Elisha. This evening, I'm working on a stuffed chicken breast. It is a good idea for stuffed chicken breast for two. A nice dinner option for Valentine's Day. So, guys, as well, you know, as good women, anyone can take part in preparing this kind of dinner. So, I have my vegetables, as you can see. I have my chicken breast. I have my mozzarella cheese. I have some other additional veggies. I also have my sofrito and recaito. Okay, as I go along, you'll be able to see how it all comes together. I also do orange rice or Spanish rice, some people call orange rice. So I went ahead and did that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish preparing my vegetables, and then we'll go from there. Also, always remember, in the kitchen, for proper kitchen etiquette, is always wash your hands thoroughly, 20 seconds minimum under the water, under the sink. All right, warm water. Make sure your hands are properly lathered, soap lathered. And then wash it properly. Also practice the prevention of cross-contamination. So if you choose to cut into your chicken earlier, because you will see later as I go through, you're going to see what I did with the chicken. If you choose to cut your chicken first before you do vegetables and you use the cutting board, even though you're going to use the same vegetables in the chicken to bake, you still want to wash it after the chicken and then do the vegetables. It's just a practice, a habit you want to pick up of cleanliness and prevention of cross-contamination, okay? As well as with your cutting ware, you want to make sure you wash it thoroughly. So I'm going to go ahead and finish preparing my vegetables. And after I finish preparing my vegetables, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the chicken so you can see that as well, alright? So stay tuned. Alright, so as you can see, I already did my vegetables and I went ahead and cleaned my cutting board. I'm going to go ahead and show you the first chicken I have. I did put some seasoning on it already. Alright. Now, what I did was, so I was telling you, I don't know if I was able to mention earlier, one of the things I do with the chicken, it can be butterfly cut, of course. However, one thing I do sometimes, if I can, I create like a pocket. So I take the knife, usually, if it looks like this, before the butterfly cut. Alright, this part here, the thick portion, I usually take the knife, cut a little piece, and then cut into it to make a pocket in there, alright? Now, the reason for me doing a pocket is because of what I'm about to do, alright? So what I want to do is I'm gonna mix my sofrito and recaito together in my my bowl of cut veggies. All right. So I'm not gonna put much. I'm gonna do a little bit so you can see as well. Okay. And then we're gonna use this to stuff the chicken. Now, just so you know, what I have already when I'm done, what I did already is I went ahead and put the mozzarella bits in the chicken. All right, so right now I put the mozzarella bits in the chicken. All right, now just so you know, you see me reach over to drop the cheese. I did not drop it in the meat pan, drop it into the trash on that side. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix our vegetables with our sofrito and recaito. And then we also going to go ahead and do some more seasoning to the chicken because you want it to be nice and flavorful without using too much salt. That's the goal, okay? Now, just so you know what I went ahead and do, I went ahead and mix my sofrito and recaito with my veggies that I've cut, as well as use a bouillon, chicken bouillon, okay? I took a little bit and make it shredded, mix it in here, all right? Now, what you'll see here is that what I will use also as well is a type of Italian salad dressing. It's something I actually tried in the past and it actually worked out very well. So I would like to try doing that as well again. Okay, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and, since I already put some of the mozzarella cheese pieces inside of here. So because I put some of the mozzarella cheese pieces inside of here, now I'm gonna go ahead and stuff my vegetables in there. So that way it combines well. So when it melts, it actually encases everything, and the juices of the vegetables actually go through the meat as well. So what you're gonna see, I'm actually gonna cut some slices in there as well, okay? Alright, so as you can see here, what I did was in the chicken, I put some slices in there. Now the reason I put the slices in the chicken breast is because that way I can add some more additional sofrito and recaito on the outside of it. Kind of like smooth it in. I'll show you here, alright? As well as I'm gonna add some Italian seasoning, okay? Like I said, the goal is to have a flavorful chicken without it being too salty. Because oftentimes that's what happens with cooking. Then it comes to flavors, that it's easier for some people to just put some really salty seasonings in order to get a flavor going. But I don't believe in salt too much. I believe the best type of flavors of a chicken or any meat is actual seasoning with little salt. Now, as you see, I'm using this container with this hand. In the end, I am going to wash my hands as well as to get a clean washcloth and wipe this down. You do not want to touch anything like this. That has to go back in for public use or for general use after touching raw meats or chicken, poultry, or fish. Alright? So you want to make sure you keep that in mind. So as soon as I'm done with the cooking, I have to make sure I wipe this down to make sure that I practice proper kitchen etiquette. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the butterfly cut that I have here. Put some of the seasoning in here. Now, it is up to you. What you can do is you can put a little cheese in here to kind of get like a gooey effect. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this cheese and put it in here. Alright. Now once I put the cheese in here, I'm going to close this portion of the chicken. Alright. Because this is not the portion of chicken where I'm putting my veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. And after I close this up, I'm going to go ahead and flip this like this. Alright. And in here where I have my cut already, I'm going to take my mixed veggies with sofrito recaito. Okay. There is onion. So just so you know, the veggies consist of green pepper, yellow pepper, red pepper, as well as regular white onion. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stuff my chicken. As you can see here, I'm stuffing it in here, and after I stuff it, keep in mind, remember I put some cheese already to the bottom portion of the hole. So after I stuff it, I'm going to put some more cheese, more like a seal, to keep the veggies inside of it. Alright, and then the outsides will still be seasoned as well. Okay, so at this point now I'm gonna take my cheese, as you can see, and I'm going to put it here to the top. Now the very important thing is how you cook it determines how the cheese actually cooks. You don't want it to burn. You only want it to melt and create a gooey effect. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'm going to finish up the rest. Again, keep in mind it's the same process you apply to every one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up and then finish up the rest, and then you will see how I'm going to prepare my baking pan. For me, the baking pan preparation is just as important as preparing the meat, because it all incorporates your flavors, what you're trying to achieve with the meat that you're preparing. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm finishing up the last chicken piece. Alright, same procedure as I mentioned before for all of them. I'm taking all my veggies and I'm stuffing it into the chicken. Alright, so I'm stuffing the veggie into the chicken, and then also taking the mozzarella and stuffing the top, like I said, in a sense to create a cap. Alright, so once I finish with this last piece of chicken, what we're gonna go ahead and do is prep our pan. Now keep in mind, my oven has been on at 350. Alright, so it's preheated, so that way when I'm done here, that I'm able to go ahead and put my chicken in the oven after prepping my pan. Okay, so you want to make sure you preheat your oven to 350. So I apologize for not mentioning that earlier. Make sure to preheat your oven to 350. After you preheat it to 350, you want to give it at least about 5-10 minutes, at least 15 minutes to preheat, because this is chicken. You want to make sure that everything is cooked thoroughly and properly. You don't want to cut any corners or do any shortcuts, because this is poultry, which means that this too can carry different type of bacteria if you don't cook it properly, which means salmonella can be a problem. Any kind of bacteria, foodborne illnesses can become a problem for you or whoever's consuming the meal. Okay, so you want to make sure that you preheat your oven properly, and that you actually take your time to make sure that your chicken is in there, or whatever meat you're preparing, for ample time to make sure that the core temperature is at least 145 degrees for certain foods, or at least 155-65 degrees for most heavy meats and so forth. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning this up, and then we're going to go ahead and prep our baking pan. Alright. you know, I went ahead to prepare the chicken. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm actually gonna show you how I prepare my pan usually. Alright, so as you can see, I'm using some vegetable oils and I'm running it around the pan, and you'll see why in just a moment. Alright. Now one of the reasons why I do that is because I'm using vegetable oil, not corn oil. I don't know, I just prefer using vegetable over corn oil. Taste wise, I don't know, for me it comes up better. But I'm using the oil because I'm going to use it to keep my seasoning in place as I lay my chicken down instead of there. So what I'm going to use is some meat tenderizer in there. Alright, I went ahead and pre-seasoned my chicken already, but I'm sprinkling just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit, not too much. Alright. And then after I put in my meat tenderizer, I'm going to go ahead and put some garlic powder. Alright. Some garlic powder. Now, keep in mind, after all of this is done, you want to keep in mind that one of the very exciting or most important thing about preparing a meal is when you're plating the food, how you garnish your plate. Makes a world of a difference. At the end of the day, it's still going on your stomach. So it's up to you. I just like when it comes to food, like I say, cooking food and preparing food is like an art to me. So it's not just I garnish a plate not because I have to, but because I actually enjoy how it comes together. Okay, so I just went ahead and applied my seasoning to my baking pan, and so now I'm gonna go ahead and apply my chicken, and then we're gonna put it in the oven. All right. So once I put it in the oven, I'm gonna put it in the oven and leave it there for at least 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes, because I want it to really thoroughly cook. You can check on it sooner if you want to. For me personally, I like to make sure my meat is thoroughly cooked, and that's why I season it properly, as well as I did not. I bought it fresh. So if your chicken was in the fridge or the freezer, you definitely want to thaw it out. Give it at least. You want to thaw it out overnight in the fridge, in the lower portion of the fridge, because you never want to put your meats above anything that could, where you know it can drain out if anything happened, that the liquids will drain onto anything else. So you want to put it to the bottom shelf and thaw it out overnight. If you thaw it out the same day that you're using it, you definitely don't want it to thaw for more than 2 hours at a certain temperature, because at that point, after 2 hours, you start getting yourself into what they call a danger zone, where the temperature can actually make the chicken piece become a housing hub for bacteria and the germs to actually become toxic. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. Once I put it into bake, once it gets out, I'm gonna take a picture for you all to see as well. All right, so stay tuned.